Hey y'all, it's Elisha and welcome back to Elisha's Crafty Hoplop, and I'm here with some shout outs, y'all. One of the benefits to not being able to watch over the last week is that I listened to a whole bunch of videos, and then today I went back and I rewatched a couple of them because I wanted to see the details that I was listening to. But it's been a while since I've drawn your attention to some crafters that perhaps are not in your purview, meaning they might not be part of our community here, but they sure are making some beautiful things and have tons to offer. So I thought I would do the shout out today and draw your attention to some of these amazing makers. Well, let's start with our Maggie makers. If you're a Maggie All Heart Clean Crafter, I will tell you I have stumbled across Bits and Pieces 91. Now, she does have a channel here on YouTube, but there are not any videos. You want to see her gorgeous work, most of the time you have to see it on Instagram. I'll put a link to her Instagram down below. But she has, if you do a search for her here on YouTube, you will find a video that she made for one of her pen pals, and it was this stunning Maggie binder mail. It's one of the prettiest binder mails I've seen for Maggie homes. Absolutely gorgeously constructed. So that's Bits and Pieces 91. Again, I'll put a link to her Instagram down below. But if you do a search on YouTube, you'll find that she has sent projects to people here on YouTube. So you'll be able to take a look at her work shown on other people's challenges. All right, so then let's go to Bella Shah. Bella Shah doesn't have tons of subscribers. She's got 300 and change. But folks, I stumbled across mixed media meets vintage embellishments that she did. She made a lovely video and the embellishments are beautiful, and she does a very slick, easy to follow process video. Doesn't talk at all, just shows you everything. And so not only does she make beautiful embellishments, but you'll learn how to make them by watching her this video, which I thought was expertly done. So that is Bella Shah. Again, I'll put a link to her channel down below. She's newer, meaning under 500 subscribers, but certainly someone you want to be watching. These embellishments were very pretty. Several of them were, I thought, quite stunning. So I thought many of you would be interested in taking a look at them, especially because it's mixed media meets vintage. And she calls it that. So it's really inspiring whether you like mixed media or you like vintage, you're going to like these. The next person I want to draw your attention to, and forgive me if I butcher your last name, it's Amber Kintyrie. Is that right? That's an American saying it. Amber Kintyrie. I have a feeling that is incorrect. I found her through Crafty Michelle. I will tell you, she has a vintage journal up right now that she has made that is drool worthy. It is just gorgeous, y'all. It's beautiful vintage crafting. Just so beautiful and elegant. So I'm going to put a link to her channel down below. If you're into vintage making, I think absolutely you're going to want to go take a look at this without a question. For our Maggie All Heart makers, but also our Shabby makers like to make these. Cheryl G has a beautiful tassel tutorial up. I know there are tons of them. Her tassels are very pretty. Very, very pretty. And for our Maggie All Heart makers, she also has a video on making a Sweet Story shaker embellishments, and they're quite lovely. So either of those videos would be great for our Maggie makers, but our Shabby makers, you'll like her tassels. They're very, very pretty. She does a little extra work, has a few extra dangles, super pretty. So I will put a link down to Cheryl G's tassel tutorial, and I will also link her Sweet Story shaker tutorial for our Maggie makers as well. Last but certainly not least, I want to talk to you a little bit about Gracie's Place, who again I found through Crafty Michelle. I wish she has a shop up on Folksy, which is like Etsy. It's just a little more artistic. Most artists like Folksy a lot. And she makes these beautiful kits. She has a Peter Rabbit kit, y'all. Oh my goodness. Unfortunately, she doesn't currently ship to the US. If she did, I would have already bought this kit. They're really reasonably priced for what she does. They're so beautiful. Right now, she's doing a giveaway that's just for her subscribers, and I understand that for all the reasons we've discussed on here. It's a thank you to everyone for supporting her. But it's a poo kit, y'all, and I was like, again, unfortunately, she's not yet shipping to the US. I did leave a little message on the shop saying that if that changes, please let me know, because I would for sure order. Her kits are all hand done, y'all, and they're gorgeous. They're just gorgeous. So I'd love you to check out her work, even though right now, if you're living in North America, you cannot purchase. There are many of you on here who are in the UK or in the EU and you will be able to purchase them. So I'll put a link down to Gracie's channel, and I'll also put a link down to her shop. Again, just beautiful and so reasonable, y'all. It's really a reasonable price for the kind of handmade kit she's building. I wish she were shipping to the US. Hint, hint, Gracie. Hint, hint. But I love her. I watched several of her videos, and she's another person who is a brave lady and talks a lot of what we talk about on here. She's very community oriented. She's community first. She is also living with and I don't know enough about it, but living with something similar to those of us living with autoimmune or a chronic illness, and crafting is her release, and she's certainly very artful, y'all. She is artful. Hopefully those kits will come to us at some point. You know what's really interesting? Whenever I go looking for new shabby makers, what's phenomenal to me is that most of the shabby makers that post projects have like 4,000 subscribers. I mean, I think we really do have more shabby supporters than we have for other craft categories, because I'm always on the search for new makers like Bella Shah, right? I'm always on the search for people that are new to our community, that are doing really innovative things, and I like to share them with you. But most of the shabby folks that are putting out project after project have thousands of subscribers, and you know who they are because of that. But if you know of a new shabby maker who's doing some magical projects, please leave a comment down below so we all know, because I think it just enriches us artistically. I will link all of these ladies, links to either their Instagram or their YouTube down below. Take a moment to go check them out. I found like Bella's embellishments were very inspiring. They remind me a little bit of Elsa Cleary's, actually. They have a really nice vintage, but she adds in a little mixed media, kind of the way that Carrie Martin does sometimes. And so it's nice to see another way of doing that. But all of these ladies brought some really beautiful innovation, and that's why I'm suggesting that you check them out. All right, y'all. That is my shout out for today. I hope you find it useful. I hope it enriches your artistic life. I know watching these ladies enriched mine. My last shout out is going to be for Tami's creative cards and crafts. Now, many of you on here are already subscribed to her. We do share some subscribers. But if you are new to crafting, she has this great tutorial on stamping. She explains the differences between all the different types of stamps and why some are less expensive. I thought it was a great explanation, so I'm going to put a link to that down below too. Those of you interested in stamping, there is an art form to it. That's why Tami Stamping Therapy is sort of teaching a lesson a week. It's not, we all thought it was just like, well, just slap some ink on that and lay it down. It's not. And I love that Tami is investing in teaching us about that. But what the other Tami's Creative Cards and Crafts did is she did a great explanation of the different types of stamps, because I'm not sure everyone knows the difference between like an acrylic stamp with padding or without padding, or a red rubber stamp. I thought you did a great job doing that explanation, so I'm linking that too. We all can use a little extra information to be better informed when we're buying our craft supplies. And that is my shout out for today, y'all. All right, take real good care, and I'll see you later.